Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to Unity, the True Path of Ascension. Hi, my name is Zion. I am an ascending soul. I am the prophet foretold in the 54th chapter of the book of Isaiah from the Old Testament of the King James Version of the Bible, or the Ketuvim if you are Hebrew, or I'm sure I don't remember reading anything about me in the Quran because they're too. Well, anyway. I am an ascending soul. The anchor, this is plain, come to find out. Now, these programs that I'm doing, Unity, are about the ascension of the human soul. And I postulate that all religious doctrines on this planet constitute a single volume of a higher knowledge. That if you combine the Torah, the Quran, the Ketuvim, or the Torah, the Quran, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, forgive my misinterpretation, the teachings of Taoism and Shinto. If you take all of the major religious texts of the planet, add to that all of the science, and you constitute the body of work that I call unity and ascension. If you read all of that, you will be halfway on the path to ascension, because you will have learned all of the concepts necessary for ascension. And that is what I have done. I have read prolifically every religious concept and a lot of science to figure out what the religion was talking about. And in so doing, I have discovered that science is my religion. If I have to choose one religion on the face of this earth that exists in a correct form at this moment, it would be science. Believe it or not. I'm the bride of the Jewish Sabbath, and I choose science over Judaism. I was born and raised a Christian, an American, and still I choose science and science over any political or religious embodiment on this planet. And science is the key to ascension, come to find out. Quantum science in particular. Now, quantum science postulates that there are multiverses and multi-dimensions. And that is what unity is. That's what my program today is about the unity of planes of existence. Because a single soul can exist on more than one plane of existence at a single time. That is what ascension is. You literally ascend onto the next plane of evolution, the next physical manifestation of reality, the next quantum sheet in the string theory. So, I know this because I've experienced it. Now, this is where we merge mythology and fantasy with science, religion, and politics. The unity of all things. Now, the reason why we have mythology and fantasy that talks of unicorns and dragons and hydras and cyclops and all those mythical beings is because they reside on the sheet above us in the light realm. And the reason that we have demonic possessions is because the demonic realm is the sheet below us. When we die, our soul goes either through karma, goes either to the light between place or the dark between place. Now, when a soul ascends or descends, evolves to the next stage that they're going to, they will either go on to the next plane, which above is fantasy, and below is demonic. So if you go dark, you go demonic. If you go light, you go fantasy. I went light. And I manifested on this plane as a unicorn, which is why I say the unicorn way. Now, I will tell the story of how I became a unicorn when we all get together. Or perhaps I told it in my book. You can look it up. Anyway, I embodied on this plane of existence the physical manifestations of the unicorn on the next plane of existence. So when I ascended into that next level of existence, I emerged as a unicorn because I embodied the unicorn principles, concepts, personalities. And so I manifested as a unicorn there. But you see, an ascended soul, no soul can exist on two planes of existence at once. What happens when a soul fully manifests on the next plane? There is a collapsing of the in-between place. And a gateway is created between the two realms, where the spiritual manifestation of the plane merged can now walk the plane of existence that has been established, so that we can have spiritual manifestations of fantasy beings from this plane because they've collapsed, just as others have descended, collapsed to the lower plane, and allowed gateways to be formed between the demonic realm and our realm. Now, as long as no one ascended to the upper fantasy realm and collapsed it, the demon realm had free reign on the plane. They could mess with anybody on our plane because there was no counterpart to stop it until I emerged on the upper plane as a unicorn. Now, because I emerged there as a unicorn in a physical form, I collapsed the sheet, opening the way for gateways from there to here. And there's already a little bit of movement between the planes. Now, the complete collapse of the plane cannot occur until the manifestation on the plane chosen is accepted on that plane. Now, for me, I had to be accepted by a herd of unicorns in order to collapse the plane. The unicorns had to accept me and choose to merge the planes in order to make me part of the tribe, of the herd, and therefore open up the plane to all other fantasy manifestations from that plane. Now, because we only have one physical plane to walk, our own, the unicorns cannot embody a unicorn on this plane. They have to embody a human because I have opened that way. So, literally, when I merged the planes, when I was accepted by the unicorns, that was the signal that the merging was accepted and completed. And now, lo and behold, a herd of unicorns spiritually walk the plane of Earth. And because they spiritually walk the plane of the Earth, they can merge with human souls by trial. So literally, there is a herd of unicorns that are waiting for like-minded souls on this plane of existence to embrace them, to allow them to merge their essence with ours, empower us with their essence, so to speak, and help us to rid this plane of the evil that inhabits it from the dark demonic realm. Now, when the collapsing happens, what happens is a new sheet is created in the space between. Because everything now that has chosen the dark demonic path has to have a new place to go. Because the fantasy realm has cut off the old. And so they manifest into a new place between, manifesting a new reality. And blocking off the demonic realm. So all those gateways are going to be closing. And all the demonic beings that have the intelligence to know what's happening will vacate our plane. The rest of them will be cut off. And our merging essences will manifest other light beings like dragons and pixies and fairies and elves and dwarves and giants and all that. Will be able to manifest into this plane spiritually, not physically, because the physical plane is always separate. I always live on the physical plane. I can never be a unicorn. But those aspects of the unicorn that I embody will be reflected in me in one form or another, as will the aspects of the unicorn on any soul that chooses to become unicorn or dragon. Dragon Squad. You want to be a dragon? Really? You really want to be a dragon? Guess what, honey? When I contacted you about being the unicorn maid with the green dragon, with the friend of the green dragon, I wasn't kidding. There is literally a spiritual green dragon flying around, combating evil, eating up dark souls, because that's what they do. They don't eat physical. I mean, on this plane, in their plane, they do eat physical bad people, but they don't eat physical good people. They're very discerning creatures, which the Dragon Squad understands, because that's why they became dragon people. But we will take on the aspects, the spiritual aspects of the creatures that we embody, or that embody us, because we're merging the planes. We're merging the spirits, not the planes. And it is the newly emergent spiritual manifestation that is going to be this new sheet that's going to separate us eternally from the demonic forces, freeing us into the light. Every person goes through this. Every planet goes through this. Every galaxy goes through this. Every universe goes through this. This is just our turn. So, I happen to belong to a herd of unicorns, and they spiritually walk the earth, and they are looking for human counterparts, people like me, who embrace the unicorn way. So, all of you unicorn people out there who love unicorns to no end, come see me. I've got some unicorn friends that would love to meet you. So, as I always say, may the Grey watch over us, guide us, protect us, and keep us from all harm. They are the physical manifestations of the God on this plane. May you be worthy of them. But may your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Or if you don't like that, let's try some other thing. But the fantasy spiritual realm is open to us now. And I am the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, the foretold prophet of the 54th chapter of the book of Isaiah, she who collapses the realms. So, I never say goodbye. I'll always say later.